moment. Okay, everybody, welcome. Sorry we had some technical difficulties, but we're all set up. We're here with Albert from 888 Lots, and there's been a lot of questions, so I thought we'd be doing a little webinar on it, showing everybody how their company works and different options. And a lot of people don't know that you can make offers on some of the lots, so you might not think that you can make any money selling it on Amazon, but that's really not the case. So Albert's the owner, and he's going to show us, all their many different options once you set up an account with them on how you can make money with their lots and resell them on Amazon.
All right, so thank you, Shawn, for having me here today, and I think it's very important that I'm able to explain all the services that we provide, and it's wonderful that I could sit there and I could show you guys exactly how it works. First of all, can everybody, Shawn, can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you fine. We see your screen. I muted everybody else, so there wasn't all that background noise.
Cool.
But there's a chat, so people can ask questions in the chat as we go along as well.
Where's the chat, Adam? Make sure I get the chat. So this is the opening screen of 888 Lots, and this is kind of simple. This is how you guys get started and become a member. You go to the opening screen, and you just click on Become a Member. And when you do that, it takes you to this screen, and you insert your name, email address, your company name, phone number, some basic information, and you register. Once you register, you get a user ID and password, usually within 24 hours, and then you're able to click on Member Login, and you're able to go into the site. So right now, I'm going to log in to the site, and we're going to talk about 888 Lots. Now, there are several different pieces of the site, not all of which we're going to be able to cover today, but I want to cover the basic portions of the platform that we have. So right now I'm going to go to this little guy over here, and we're going to click on My Account. So as you can see from this screen, there are different services that we have, and today we're going to disregard any of the lot master services and the lot newbie services, and we're going to stick to the free services that we provide. And as you can see with the free services, it shows you get access to the standard lots, you get access to branded lots, you get access to the lot of the day, you get a dedicated sales representative, and you get the capabilities of negotiating the lot, the price of each lot, which is very important, and you get to use your credit card for a certain dollar amount. Let's go into the regular site, and let's show us some lots. So a lot of you are not sure. What prices can I bid? How much can I charge? How much can I get? One feature that's really underutilized that's kind of awesome is the recently sold lots. So when you go to the opening page, if you want to see what other people have paid, you can click on the recently sold lots, and you will see the actual prices that other people have paid for various lots that they purchased with the lot numbers. So here's lot 1493, and this customer, whoever that customer might be, paid $410 and paid 82% off for the lot. And you can click on the View Full Lot Contents, and this happens to be a book lot. That was a used book lot, and we demonstrated it as a used book lot. And the customer paid the $410 for it, and that's a real shipment that went out and that is going out. And then you can keep on going down, and you see a toy lot over here. This customer paid $3,998 actual selling price for that lot. And you can actually see what the customer bought, what the customer paid. And you can even go to the FBA calculator, and you could see what the potential profits are that the customer purchased and what he's hopeful in making by purchasing this lot. So it's lot 1057. He paid $39.98, and his potential profit, according to the FBA calculator, is $2,459. So that's a great way to get started in case you don't know, well, what price should I offer, how much I can offer. You can actually go back and see what other people have won and bid for on other lots, and you can clearly understand exactly how much it costs. So now I'm going to go to current lots.
Albert, before we go on, we had a couple questions people wanted to know about, some privately. You already covered the recently sold lots, but Kaveri wanted to know where the merchandise comes from, and all your merchandise is coming directly from Amazon. Is that correct?
So currently 100% of the product that we purchase comes from Amazon. We only buy liquidations from Amazon. We have another wholesale business that we buy from manufacturers, and we're direct, and that's our standard wholesale business. But this 888 lots, every unit comes from Amazon. That's why every unit has ASIN data on it. Every unit has a paper trail that if you ever got into any issues where a seller would say the product is not authentic, we can provide you with a paper trail that demonstrates that the product came out of one of Amazon's facilities. Any other questions? I don't see the comments, Shawn. So any questions that you see pop up, please.
Yeah, well, I had another question privately. At the top of your screen, it says your limit's $5,000. And on the first screen you showed everybody, it said, I think you could use a with the free account up to $2,500.
Yeah, so
credit cards. So they, I think they want to know what happens after you spend that much, and what other options you take, PayPal or just wire transfers, or what's the normal method of payment?
So once you've used your credit card limit, you can wire transfer us for any of the future orders after that. On top of that, we just launched a program with a company called Behalf.com, and this company provides financing, and it's been doing a pretty good job with our customers. We just launched it like 2 days ago, and I'll pop on to Behalf, and you guys can go on here and you can look at a video, and they've been issuing. We have a whole bunch of customers that got anywhere between 5,000 and 50,000 and up to 180 days financing. So you are able to finance these lots. You do pay them interest after 15 days, and you'd have to go onto this website and see all the services that they provide. But for a standard customer, it is $2,500. For a premium member, it's $5,000. And you're able to use your credit card just to get started. Any amount above and beyond that is going to be a wire transfer. Let me get back into the site. Any other questions there, Shawn?
Not yet.
All right. So I'm going to pop right back into the site. And so we have these on the left-hand side are categories. Now, these categories are actually designed to mirror all the categories that are sold on Amazon. So apparel, arts and crafts, automotive, these are all categories that have fees on Amazon. And some of the fees are different based on the category. So books, camera, drugstore, DVDs, these all match GL accounts that Amazon currently has. And that's how we separate it. And some of them require approval. Some of them don't require approval. I would say ask Shawn for more of those kinds of details if you have questions on how to get approval. And I would say to stick with the categories that obviously you are approved in. So I'm going to go into a category. Let's call it beauty. One of the things that you're able to do with any lot, and there's so many lots here that sometimes people get a little bit confused on which lots they're looking at, is you're able to watch lots. And let's say this lot number 1614, I want to watch. I can click on the watch button. And let's say I really liked the product in it because the product looked to be in great brand names. So you could leave yourself a note and write down great brand names. And then if the price drops or there are any changes in that, you would get an email and it would insert your note that you put in that says, hey, it had great brand names. So we could then go ahead and click on the view full lot content of that particular item. And as you can see, I'm watching it. So it tells me that I'm watching it. The base price that we're offering it for is $2,000. And now we list every single item that's in that particular lot. So here is the ASIN number. And you can click and visit this particular product on Amazon. And I'm just going to click on it just so you can see. So here's the product on Amazon. And on Amazon, it costs $141 is the current buy box price. And keep in mind, we only update the buy box information once a day. So if somebody were to change that price, right now you see the Amazon price is $141.89 and it matches. But let's say somebody went in and changed it just now and they lowered it by $10. That price, you would not see that on our site. You'd have to wait till the following morning to see it click on our site. It tells you the amount of reviews that the product had, the sales rank, the condition of the product, quantity, your cost, the MSRP, and the discount off MSRP, and the current buy box price on Amazon. Now, to give you a little bit more, there are 3 tabs here, and not everybody notices this. And one tab is called the FB8 calculator, which is how we calculate all the Amazon fees. And this is the FB8 calculator, and it shows you on this total lot the estimated selling price, which means the buy box price on Amazon is going to be, if you shipped it to Amazon FBA, $3,266. Your total cost on this lot, which is our offer price, is $2,000. If you were to sell everything at the buy box price, you would make $173 in profit. And as you scroll down, you go ahead and you see it broken down by item. You can actually see every single item and how much profit that you would make on the items. Now, here's an item that you would lose $9.75. Well, it's up to you guys. You might not even want to sell it if you're going to lose $9.75, and it might be worth it for you to disregard it. Maybe that item, but some items are worth not selling. And just throw them out, Goodwill, whatever you want to do with it. And you can go through it, and you could say, you know what? It's not a worthwhile investment for me to invest $2,000 and get a $173 return. And a lot of customers get turned off by that, and they say, hey, you know, I don't want this lot, and I don't want to purchase because I can't make any profit on 888 lots. Well, if you look at the 3rd tab, and that's an important one, that is the negotiator, and that's a key factor in all of this. Let's say you would need to pay a price based on your calculation, and everybody has a different calculation, everybody has a different business, and you want to pay the price of $1,200 for this lot. If you clicked on $1,200 and you calculated it, and you hit calculate it, it's going to realign every single item in that lot. So now you're going to invest $1,200, and if you sold the products within the lot at the buy box price, you will now get a $973 return, and obviously you can change it to whatever number you want. And here, for an $800 investment, you're going to get a $1,400 return. And obviously, as you do your research, you can go through item by item, and you can analyze the ranking, and you can analyze the product. Some products you'll be able to get actually more than the product that more money than you anticipated. Some products you'll actually get less. But that's really your due diligence, and you have to go item by item. And as you do this more and more, you're going to get into it, and you're going to start learning on which products you can do very well, or which lot categories you can do very well, and other lot categories that might not be as profitable. So you go through this, you put in your desired price, and let's say that you wanted the price to be, let's go back to the $1,200. You click in Send My Offer. Your offer was sent successfully. We will contact you with more details. Just to show you my email, myself and the salesman will get an email that looks like this, that says lot number 1614, $2,000 is our price. The offer price is $1,200. And then the sales guy is going to scramble and say, can we do this for $1,200? We're going to look up our raw costs. We're going to look up the best price that we can possibly do. And then you'll get another email back from us that either accepts the offer that you put or gives you a counter offer. So let's say we wanted to charge you $1,300. You'll get it and say, hey, we were unable to meet your $1,200 goal, but we were able to do $1,300. Please review it. And then at that point, you can either accept or decline that offer. Every category is different in the level of discounts that we will require. I can tell you right now, and this is Shawn's specialty, the grocery category, we feel very pressured to move the grocery products because we have the clock ticking on us as far as expiration dates are concerned. So we go through these lots, the grocery lots in particular, and let me tell you, Amazon has millions and millions of dollars of these grocery products that they want to move in our direction, and we are absolutely frightened of the grocery products because even though we might have processed a lot and structured a lot and removed everything that's expired, which we do, and our donations are huge on the groceries that actually expire, you know, we seal the lot, but then the products within that lot, the dates are ticking. So we might have done it 2 weeks ago and now it's 2 weeks later. Well, guess what? A few of the products might have actually expired. And one policy that we have is if a grocery item is expired, just take a picture of the expiration date, send it in to us, and we'll give you a full credit, and we'll tell you to go ahead and keep that product. It's not even worth shipping back. So if you do buy a grocery lot and there are any expired products within the grocery lot, we'll go ahead and give you 100% refund for that item within the lot.
Now, when you say, you know, not expired, I mean, how far from expiration do you consider not expired?
So we typically, when we sort it, we go back 90 days because that's Amazon's policy if you're going to reship it in Amazon. As far as us giving you credit, usually it's between 30 and 60 days. So if you have an item that's going to expire in 30 days, you know, we're going to ask, we're not going to fit the Amazon criteria. We're going to ask you to, hey, maybe sell it on eBay, maybe sell it on a different channel if it's going to expire in a 30-day period of time. But if the product is past the expiration date, we'll give you a 100% refund. If it's not, we'll try to figure out a way where, hey, what can you get for it? Can you get anything for it? And we'll work it out with you. If we have to give you a 100% refund, we'll give it to you. Whatever is necessary to keep you buying groceries. Right.
You know, the problem is that, you know, if when you sort it, it's 90 days out, then you have to list it on your site. It has to be shipped to, you know, me, for example, and then we have to ship it to Amazon. You know, anything that was 90 or a few days even later than that is going to be no good for selling.
Yeah, it's not going to be sellable on the Amazon platform. And if it's necessary, as I said, that you need a credit for it, if it's not sellable on Amazon, just come back to us and we'll give you the credit for it. I mean, we're trying to see if it's worthwhile for us to go into the grocery business on a massive scale. Because one thing that we do realize is that groceries sell. People need to eat. So if we could figure out a strategy with the groceries on FBA clientele, which you do have a lot of them, it would be an awesome thing for us to figure out how to liquidate the products from Amazon, even if we can have to negotiate cheaper prices with them, which we are able to do. If we can get this community to buy it, sell it, and make a profit back on Amazon, I'd like to try to do it. We will give you 100% credit for anything that's within 90 days. And if you want, I could highlight it on your invoice if you want to, on the bottom of it for grocery.
Right. Well, I mean, you know, I think most of the people here are, you know, exclusively selling on Amazon. Once you see how great Amazon is as a platform, you know, I don't want to sell anywhere else. You know, we even had a quite big eBay business that we've recently shut down in the last few months because it's just not worth all the trouble. And I think people want to go to, 888 lots because it's making things so much easier. They don't have to find as much product when you're just supplying it ready to go. A couple other questions were, as far as the you computing the fees, is that going? Are you calculating that completely on your own, or is that going through Amazon in any way?
So it's not going through like the Amazon. It's not us calculating it. We gather all the fees together, and we try to use something like an FBA calculator, but it's not exactly an FBA calculator. That's why we came up with that cute little name, the FB8 calculator. Sometimes when you have a lot of products, the DIMs and the weights don't match up. So some of the data you're unable to pull. And for the data that you're unable to pull, we listed how we came up with these numbers. And obviously it's $1 order handling, $1.04, which is pulled right off of Amazon, 2% of the estimated Amazon selling price for weight and handling per item, and an 0.08 30-day storage fee per item. And that's how we come up with the calculations, which is very, very close to the actual Amazon calculations, but might not be in absolute perfection because of the weight and handling. It's very hard to calculate that on 417 items instantly. So it's fairly accurate. You're able to click through and see it, and you can actually plug these numbers into the Amazon FBA calculator, and you'll see that almost all the time, not 100% of the time, they will match up. I would say 98% of the time they will match up to the Amazon FBA calculators.
Okay, great. There were some questions about the, let's see, there's a lot of questions right now. Your prep service, you do offer prep and shipping directly to Amazon, but not on these particular lots, right? It's only for the individual items?
Yeah, so I believe that's a whole other session that we should probably have at a later time where we'll go in detail. That's part of the paid service, and the prep and ship service is a paid service that premium members, and I'll go over it with you real quick so you can see all of our services, my account. So with the Lot Master program, and that's what they're talking about, is you're able to get FBA prep and ship service for oversized individual items, and you pay a flat fee for shipping costs. You have access to premium lots, and you get all these various services that are there. And I think that we should probably go through that in another time where we can show the actual prep and ship service, and we can show you guys videos of the prep and ship service that we provide, and we can go through it item by item. Today, I think we should focus on the standard lots, which is probably an easy way to get started because you don't have to pay any type of subscription fee or anything like that. It's the free and easiest service that we have, and you can get started on lots that cost as little as $99. So you could just throw us a test, a $49 test, or we do have lots that cost $49. Like for example, if you went down to this, wait, let me go back into groceries and show you guys. Here's a grocery lot at $15. So if anybody wanted to throw us over a test, you could throw us a $15 test. It's actually one item. It sells for $41 on Amazon. Your cost is $14.88. So let's say you wanted to throw us a test, you make $16 on Amazon. You could say, hey, I'll test you guys out. And I'm sure the goal is not to really sell you guys a lot of product in the beginning. That's not the goal. The goal is to sell you guys a small amount of product for you to get the box, open up that box, sell it on Amazon, make a profit, get another box, do it again. And as time goes on, we've noticed that people keep increasing your bets and they keep increasing their orders because as you're making profits, you're going to say, hey, I want to go ahead. I want to buy more. This is working out great. I'm not going to buy a $15 lot. I'm going to buy a $5,000 lot. But it's a journey for you to get there. And the goal with this group is to try to get as many of you on the path to profitability as I possibly can. So don't try us out heavy. Try us out light. It's fine. We're cool with it. We give you the same great service. We just want you to test us out. So let me just go back into we have this tab that shows latest lot arrivals, and I'll show you everything that just came in. And obviously you can see a whole bunch of premium lots came in. And one other factor, one other section that I need to show you guys that I think would be super cool that requires no subscription is branded lots. So as we sort through products, this is a section that we take, and if we're able to group a specific brand together, we group it together and we call it a lot. I know all you guys like to use Dymo for your Amazon selling. That's why I made this Dymo printing lot. Here's a Dymo lot. I'm sure somebody might need it for themselves. And you can look at it. You can see exactly what's going on here. And maybe some of you are not only Amazon sellers. Maybe some of you guys sell in the flea market. And that's one of the angles I really wanted to build out the branded lots. So you can go to the flea market and take a table and take a whole bunch of Disney product and throw a Disney product out on the table. And this is all Disney product and all the various Disney products that are there. And maybe you could sell everything for like a set price and buy anything you want with the Disney product for, you know, $5 or $8 or whatever it might be, or $10 and $10, any Disney product that you want. And that's another service that we provide. Some of you guys might want to get products all of the same brand. One interesting thing that we have with brand are shoe lots. I don't know how many of you guys sell shoes, but one of the most exciting products that we've been getting into has been shoes.
Shoes are great. I love selling shoes.
We have been absolutely amazed at the quality of the shoes that are coming in, because the shoes come in mint condition. The processing on our side, which is a big deal for us, is extremely, extremely easy, because shoe boxes, you know, they're very uniform. They come stacked in. The profitability on shoes seems to be there because everybody needs a new pair of shoes. And as we go through the shoes, you know, it's just simply an awesome business. And, you know, certain shoes, we separated shoes into branded lots because we know very well that some shoes are gated. So if we have an ASICS, so I told my guys, pull out all the ASICS and make the ASICS a branded lot. So if ASICS are gated on Amazon and you're unable to sell it, I want them to sell that to like a shoe retailer. I don't want any of you guys to get ASICS mixed into your lot. But take, for example, Keen, which I think is a very good selling shoe product. You can go to a shoe lot and you can absolutely see the prices of these shoes. The one thing that we do not have on the shoe lots, and I'm sorry for that, is we do not have the calculator on the shoe lots. It is so difficult for us to pull the ASIN data for shoes and get all this information because so many of the shoes are currently unavailable on Amazon's site. So we can't come up with an accurate method of pricing out the shoe lots. So what we did is we just put it by pair. So you could come in here and you could say, okay, we have 18 pairs of Keen, and the average price per pair is $28. And as you can see on this Keen lot, this is an awesome lot. This Keen product that costs $28 sells on Amazon for $134. Here's another one that comes in and it sells for $79. Here's another one at $34, at $49. These are all the various Keen prices that are there. And you can obviously go in there and negotiate that still. And you could say, please note that the FBA calculator does not work for it. But you could say, maybe I want to pay $20 a pair or $15 a pair. You can just go $15 times 17. And this is how we figure it out. And I'm going to offer $255 for this lot. I'm going to calculate it. Actually, the calculator doesn't work, so you won't see that calculation. But let's say you wanted to pay $15 a pair. You can go in and pay $15 a pair. And the shoe business, I don't know it very well. I'm loving it so far. The quality of the merchandise is absolutely pristine. And maybe I'll go into a different one and show you guys let's show you a larger one. Well, 15,000 is a little expensive. Let's look at the $15,000 one. So here's a pair of Marc Jacobs. Unfortunately, we are doing it all by shoe. So a Marc Jacobs pair of shoes is $498 on Amazon, which is a very nice profit if you could get it. Here's another one for $249 and $355, and these seem to be a lot of designer shoes, and this is a mixed lot. As you can see, and I'll leave this to you experienced shoe buyers, and Shawn, maybe you know more about the shoe business than I do. You know, this seems to be an extremely profitable business, and so far everybody that has purchased the shoes from us has really enjoyed it and has been pleasantly surprised at the quality of the shoes that they've received.
Yeah, on that note, there's been some questions about, you know, the condition matching, you know, your conditions matching Amazon's conditions. And I don't think people understand, you know, you haven't covered it in this webinar. So
Amazon has something
where it comes
called,
from.
Amazon categorized something called giftable condition. And there's a certain amount of criteria that's done when they call a product giftable condition. Every item that says brand new on the product is going to be in giftable condition. We started separating out the box damaged product. These are shoes. Obviously, with shoe shipments, you're going to get a certain amount of shoes that might get crushed. If the box is crushed, we marked it as used. These are not used shoes. The shoes are brand new. We mark them as used because the box cannot be sold as pristine. So we started marking this stuff. In the beginning, we would advertise product as 90%, and we still advertise it. It's still in the ads because we don't want to go ahead and let everybody. So let me take this back again. A couple of notes that are very important. One of the things that I stated in the beginning of this is that everything comes from Amazon. Because everything comes from Amazon, every product you are going to receive from us has an FBA sticker on it. It's usually another third-party seller's sticker that posted on the product when the product came in and then it got lost. So one thing that everybody's going to need to do is they are going to need to put their sticker on top or remove the other sticker and replace the sticker with their own new sticker. And that's going to happen on every single product that we have. We advertise the product as 90% box accuracy. And in various categories, you are going to have different levels of box damage. One thing that we started doing is anything that has box damaged, we started marking the product as box damage or used. So here you go. Here's a product that has box damage. We marked it as used. Keep on going down. I think that's it in this lot. So out of this $15,000 lot, you have at least 10 different units that were marked as used. And these units that are marked as used are not used. They just have box damage to them.
Right. Well, you can't sell used shoes on Amazon for one thing. So you know any of the shoes for this particular category, if you're getting shoes from you, they came from Amazon because that's your only source. So you know that you're not going to buy any used shoes. It's just based on the box condition, and boxes aren't required to sell shoes on Amazon. You can, a lot of people, even people I coach, throw all the boxes away and polybag it and put a little card that says, you know, they're trying to be more green so they don't use the shoe boxes. But Amazon themselves will polybag shoes to send. So boxes really aren't required. So probably almost every one of these used items, you can just remove the damaged box and send it in a poly bag.
Well, Shawn, if you tell me that it's okay, not even if the community tells me that's okay, I'll polybag these myself, and you
Right.
get me that note that says that we're going green, and then I'll list the condition as polybag, as per Shawn Mayo. No, but I'll list
Well,
the
it's right in the rules. You don't boxes aren't required. Now, me as a buyer, I wouldn't be happy if I got one, and I myself don't sell shoes that don't have a box. We find plenty of them. Ross and TJ Maxx, all those stores, even Marshalls, has shoes that don't come in a box. So if it's not like flip flops or Crocs, we don't send them. But I mean, I know a ton of sellers who are and have had no problem. It's just a personal preference that
I think I'll even buy boxes. Maybe I'll buy boxes like these brown boxes. I've seen that on a couple of forums where people buy these brown boxes, and I'll figure out a method to either polybag it or I'll brown box it, and I'll list it as brand new, and then I'll put underneath it brown box. And as I said, you don't have to start with the $15,000 shoe lot. That's a little bit expensive for most people to start off with. If you did want to buy a shoe lot, why not start with a $200 shoe lot? You could start. There's plenty. Here's a $363, 13 pairs of Nike for $363. I don't know what that comes out to, but I guess there's some box damage here, and that's why we listed them as such. Here's 7 pairs of one item. This is a shin guard. All right. Let's go back. You can always share any lot that you see. So if, let's say, for example, you want to say, hey, Shawn Mayo, I want your opinion on this lot. You could just share it and email Shawn that lot. You can share it with him via Facebook. I encourage you to share it on the groups, on Shawn's group or on any other group, and have a discussion on it. Have a critique. You can criticize it. You can have other people criticize it. So maybe you can get a team of people to help you make the decision on whether or not that's a good buy for you, especially if it's your first time. That's something that we're always open for. If you look in the top right-hand corner, and I did show you how I just put on the I showed you how I put on the watch button on this particular item. You can go back to your watched items and click on it, and it'll show you all the items that you're currently watching in one spot. So now I'm going to click on watch lots. These are the lots that I'm currently watching.
Yeah, this is really one of my favorite, parts of the site. I watch a lot, and one of the best options, I think, is that you can choose categories and watch that whole category. So every time you guys post a new lot, I get an email, and I can immediately click on it and go right to that email or go right to that lot. So if it's a great lot, it's going to sell extremely quickly. So if you're watching that, you can just click on it and buy it right then before anybody else might have a chance to do that.
And you do get that email right when the lot becomes available. So let me show you how you do that. Here's grocery. You go notify me when new lots arrive in this category. And now every time a new grocery lot pops up, you're going to get that email, hey, a new grocery lot pops up. So you see this latest arrivals tab that we have on all the goods that just come out. As this comes out, you're getting notified. And then you get notified, and maybe you get 5 different grocery lots. And out of the 5, or shoe lots, or whichever category that interests you, out of the 5, you say, you know what, I want to watch these 3. So you can put the watch button on these 3. So within the categories, you get all the new ones as they come out. Then you watch a percentage of them that you like. And then you can go to your watch button, and you could see the ones that you watched, and you could put the notes on the reasons why you watched it, and then you have a real indication of exactly what you're watching, how you're watching it, and it helps you organize your business. And once you decide to pull the trigger, you can go through your notes, and maybe you make us an offer on these 3 or 4 lots, and you see exactly you pick 1 or 2, you get it accepted, you get the shipment, and you move on to the next project that you have with us. You know, it's really the first lot that's the hardest. It's just the first step.
Mark wants to know if you're cherry picking items for yourself. So basically, you don't sell on Amazon yourself, right? So
I don't sell on Amazon myself. We're not cherry picking the items. In some instances, Some items do get cherry picked, and those are the items that end up going into this individual items category. And we don't cherry pick based on like the most expensive item in the lot. Like we won't say, oh, that shoe is $500. Let's cherry pick that item. We won't do that. What we do is, let's say we open up a, it's called a Gaylord box. It's a big skid and it's one big box. Let's say we open up a Gaylord box. And within the Gaylord box, we see that there are 26 pieces all bunched up together of one model, one product. We're going to say, wow, those are grouped together. And it happens all the time. We're going to take the full 26 pieces. We're going to remove it, regardless of the ranking of the product. And we're going to put it in an individual item, because that's an opportunity for us to sell 26 pieces of one particular model, regardless of the ranking. But to answer your question, we won't go ahead and cherry pick the most expensive item like some of our competitors do and sit there and say, whoa, you can get $1,000 for that. If you can get $1,000 for it, it's going to appear right in the lot, and you're going to be able to buy that in the lot, because we're not looking to maximize our profit on Amazon. That's your job. It's our job to process merchandise and buy more merchandise. It's your job to sell on Amazon.
Okay, great. Now, if anybody is in your area, New Jersey, New York, can they come pick up what they buy directly?
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, we have upon checkout, there's a, let me see if I can show it to you. There's a customer pickup. Let's see. There's a customer pickup button. You click on the customer pickup button, and you're more than welcome to come in and get a tour of the warehouse anytime you choose. You just call up extension 228. You speak with Stan. You can walk through the warehouse. We will go over the process of how we process the lots. We'll show it to you. We'll show you. We won't go ahead and rip apart the lot that you want to show you the items inside, because that'll cause a big mess in our warehouse. But we'll walk you through every single detail, and we'll let you pick up the product on the spot if you have it all organized. Great.
Now, once again, all this stuff comes directly from Amazon. So there's no other source that 888 Lots gets. So the ASINs are included in every item. And these are the items that you're getting reimbursed for, that you might get lost in the warehouse, or you send 20 and only 18 arrive. UPS didn't steal 2 of them and take them home to their kids. They just didn't get processed. They get lost, and there's literally hundreds or maybe even thousands of truckloads of these every month that are being sold by Amazon. So instead of finding these items and figuring out where they go, they just get loaded on pallets, and people like Albert buy them, and they're reselling them to the Amazon sellers again. I mean, so that's where everything comes from.
The level of efficiency that Amazon, the pressure that Amazon has on these individual DCs to process inventory, to make sure that the warehouse is clean, to make sure that everything's accounted for, is enormous. And the machine of Amazon is absolutely amazing. And these DCs have to move the inventory. If they can't account for it, or they paid the claim on it, they want to get it out of their warehouse as quickly as possible. They'll make bulk deals. They won't make small deals with people. On average, our deal is probably at least 10 to 20 truckloads at a minimum before we do any type of deal. And it's usually in the millions of dollars. And the products that come in, they really hit us very hard. We wake up some mornings and there are 15 trucks outside. We have to bring in these 15 trucks. And once we bring in these 15 trucks, the unfortunate part about it, and if you go to the top of the site, you will see that the value of the merchandise that we have for sale is only 71,000 units. The unfortunate part of all this is we have tens of millions of dollars in our warehouse that's waiting to be processed. The problem with these products is they don't come sorted by category in this nice way. They come all mixed in together. We are probably the only company that I know of that actually sits there and organizes it by the GL account that Amazon has and tries to sell it by category specific. Because I'm pretty aware that some people are book sellers, some people are electronic sellers, Some people are grocery sellers, and only the people within those categories will know how to maximize those categories and the products and get the maximum return on investment. If I gave you one pallet with 42 different categories in it, I don't think you'd be able to maximize it because you'd be gated on a few. Some of them you wouldn't understand the process very well. You wouldn't know the rules and regulations of that process. And we want experts in specific categories that can really use their expertise to maximize the category so they can go ahead and make the maximum amount of profit for themselves. Any other questions, Shawn?
Oh, yeah. Dave had a comment that technically anything that is not direct from Amazon, cannot be considered new. How would that stand up to a complaint? Items from the seller to Amazon to 888 to me to Amazon, which is a problem a lot of people are struggling with now. Even buying from liquidation stores, you don't know where the things are coming from. And a lot of people are getting suspended. So, that's a big worry for everyone right now. So
a big worry. Believe it or not, I think that is the worry. That is probably the single biggest issue that I've come across in anything that has to do with this business. And I am always very concerned about that. And let me tell you what we're able to provide. There are two issues there. One issue is another seller telling you that you're not allowed to sell that on Amazon. And that's one whole thing. And that's really a seller on seller situation. That's usually a bully. And they're going to tell you that you have no rights to sell on Amazon, and that if they choose to, they can have you thrown off of Amazon. That really doesn't carry any weight because that particular seller might just be trying to scare you off of a listing. Then there is the issue of Amazon going ahead and telling you that the product is non-authentic because they received a complaint and then they told you that the product is not authentic. And the way we go ahead, and so far it's worked in just about every case. Actually, it's worked in every case. What we go ahead and do, and I'll show it to you. If Amazon gives you a complaint, we will go ahead and give you the invoice of that complaint. So here's a customer that received a complaint for a $3.59 item, and I removed the customer's name. And we'll list the ASIN number, the ASIN specific. We'll list the specific UPC number, and we'll save you an invoice. Here it is. Guy's complaining, or the guy received a complaint for $3.59, which is a complaint. We then go ahead and we give you the shipper of that particular product was Amazon, and Amazon shipped it to us, and it tells you which DC it came from. Does it tell you which DC? Yeah, reference numbers here. Tells you which DC it came from. Tells you the service level. This is actually what we paid for the transportation charge of that particular DC or truck. And we submit that to Seller Performance. Now, it's not an actual rule that works. It's not. I'm not guaranteeing that will work every time. But so far, in every single instance, that was enough for them to see that the product is authentic and the product did come from an Amazon warehouse. And nobody has had any issues with that type of notification. And you won't find any other people in the liquidation platform that will go ahead and provide that service for you. Will demonstrate that for you so you could send it to Seller Performance. If you were to get kicked off of Amazon on a counterfeit claim, and the claim was bogus, which so many of them are, I would do my best to go ahead and get you listed back on Amazon. And if that means me calling up Amazon every day to speak to them about your problem and your seller record and show them how the product came from them, they're very aware that the product came from them. So far I really have not had to do that because the documentation that I just showed you guys has been enough to go ahead and have that counterfeit claim removed. Shawn, any questions? That's a whole session in itself, by the way.
Yeah, I mean, that's a big issue. I mean, that's probably the biggest problem facing, any sellers.
You know, and if you even look, Amazon doesn't even accept receipts from retailers anymore for the most part. And Shawn, you would know more about that than I would.
Well, I mean, a lot of people on Facebook are saying that, but I mean, it's my, opinion and experience that they are. I mean, I've gotten people ungated in the grocery category, last week by only submitting receipts. So I've never seen any contact from Amazon saying that they don't accept receipts. It's only, other Amazon experts who have told me that.
Yeah, I mean, it's so far so good. Obviously, we'll always work on ways to go ahead and protect you guys. And Amazon wants to continue this product being sold, and they don't want to cut you guys off. And obviously, Seller Performance does not want to deal with a counterfeit claim that's not legitimate. And the unfortunate part of all of this is there are some sellers that are not that honorable. And some of these sellers, and this is a trick that I've seen happen a few times, I had an instance of a lawyer that worked for one of the companies that purchased the product from one of my customers and then claimed that the product was counterfeit. And once I had all the documentation, I figured out who he was. And I asked him, I said, "Are you a lawyer for this in this company?" And he said, "Yes, I am." And I said, "How do you know that the product is counterfeit?" And they just made a false claim. And I was considering reporting him to the ethics committee because an attorney shouldn't be doing that. But these other sellers will do that to get you off their listing. And that seems to be the biggest problem, is sellers not following the rules the right way, and not you selling, other sellers attacking other sellers to get them off their listing, which is another age-old problem that we could have a whole webinar on as well. So let me go back to the overview of what I like you guys to do. The first thing I like you guys to do is sign up. Here's the sign up page. Go on here, become a member, sign up. We have several videos on our YouTube channel that you can watch that further explains how we use the site. Me and Shawn Mayo are going to find out other topics. Like one topic that we mentioned here was the prep and ship service. We're going to have another webinar on just the prep and ship service and the individual items. And we're going to talk about the fees that are involved and everything else like that. And we're going to schedule that, and hopefully in the near future, probably within the next 2 weeks, me and Shawn are going to go ahead and explain that. But for now, sign up. Watch some things. It's free. It doesn't cost anything to watch. Look around. See what we have. Start to get yourself familiarized with what we do. You're all invited to the warehouse. Come on over. Call us up toll free. Here's the phone number. 888-LOTS, 1-844-888-LOTS. Give us a call. Schedule a warehouse visit if you want. With Stan, he'll be here. Here's Stan's number. Here's a nice picture of Stan over here. He's a nice guy. Come in, give him a call, send him an email. "Hey, Stan, I want to come in and see what you have. Here's some shots of the warehouse." Feel free to go back and report what you see on Shawn's group and share it. And let's walk slowly. Let's get you involved in liquidations. Let's get you involved in the only liquidations that you actually want to be part of, which is Amazon liquidations. It's a big gamble to get involved in these Walmart liquidations and all of these other liquidations for one main reason. And that main reason is something called concealed damage. You might receive a piece of electronics, and I've seen this happen, in one of these liquidation loads, and the product looks absolutely perfectly pristine. The box looks pristine. Everything looks perfection. You then go ahead, you ship it into FBA, it gets sold. Guess what? That product touched the consumer's hands, and the consumer repacked it perfectly, and the product was defective. And that is what can get you kicked off of Amazon worse than anything, where the product has actually been used and is defective, and they reboxed it to perfection and then sold it to you in some liquidation load. whether our products have any type of damage on it or not, or is in giftable condition or not. 100% of the products have never been touched by an actual customer. It's only been touched by the people at the FBA facility, at the people at my facility, and at the people at your facility. And those are the only people that have actually touched the product, which makes this different than any other type of liquidation you've ever been involved in. Shawn, in closing, any closing questions for me?
Yeah, one other thing is shipping costs. If you have a free account, how does the shipping work?
Well, on your first lot, because that'll be your test lot, anybody that says that they came from Shawn Mayo, we will pay for the shipping for your first lot. You know, after that, the products come in specific boxes, and you can go onto our Facebook page and see the boxes, what they look like. The FedEx rate is about $20. I think it costs us about $24, depending on where it is in the United States, for one of these boxes to ship it. We typically charge about $20 a box. And then, of course, we have our premium service where we charge $8.88 a box, even though it costs us the same $24. And that's for a different discussion. But it's anywhere between, we charge about $20 a box, I would say, depending on where you are, to anywhere in the continental United States. We might have to charge you more if you're in Alaska.
So if you're going to buy more than a few boxes a month, you might want to upgrade to one of the paid monthly fees.
If you're buying 10 boxes a month and it's $24, it's about $20 a box, and you only pay $8.88 a box, you know, we're losing a whole bunch of money on it. It pays for your monthly subscription fee. In addition, you get the prep and ship service and all that other wonderful stuff, which we'll go over in our next webinar.
Sounds good.
All right. So I really want to thank you for having me, and I want to thank everybody here that took the time out of the Friday afternoon to come here and be part of this webinar. Of course, you can call us with any additional questions. Feel free to ask us anything, and you can go on to Shawn Mayo's Facebook group page and ask any questions, and we'll jump in there and we'll answer them, and we'll do whatever it takes to really get the business started. And it's really not where you start, it's where you finish. So let's start small. If you don't feel comfortable, $100. As you saw, we had one lot for $15. You don't have to come in here with thousands of dollars. You don't have to buy a truckload. You don't have to go ahead and receive pallets and pallets in the middle of your garage. You could just buy one box to get started. So get started. I'm sure you'll be happy with, join us in this journey. I'm sure you'll be happy with the results with it.